Hey, Queen. Girl, you have done it again, constantly raising the bar for all of us and doing it with such grace and power.
Watching you embrace each moment and defining success on your own terms is truly inspiring. You are creating a legacy, and I am so incredibly proud of you. Your voice is powerful, and you wield it with such purpose, lifting others up with every word. You always deliver.
You might not hear it every day, but people are watching, and they're inspired by you in more ways than you can imagine.
Let's continue to honor the legacy of those who came before us by continuing to shine our light unapologetically.
Keep trusting your instincts and listening to that strong, guiding spirit within you.
And remember to give yourself grace. I believe in you.
And always remember,
you are 100% that queen.
Child, are you ready to see this fuck-ass, fake-ass felon on stage? I see you got your cross because you know the devil is here. Because you know the devil is here to still kill and destroy.
I needed some garlic. That's it. I need some garlic too. I need all the things, honey. Am I ready to see him? No. But you know, we'll see. I'm here.
Look, I'm calling it the state of delusion with this man because obviously he's very delusional. Child, let's talk about delusion. This man really thinks that he's going to give the American people, and some people believe this lie, that he's going to give us a $2,000 check. The math ain't mathing.
2,000? I thought it was 5.
Maybe it's 5,000. You know, they can't get their numbers right.
Let me help you. It's 0. How about that? It's 0. And I know people going to feel away. Listen, all I do is give y'all facts. So you come back to me when you don't get that check and say, Jasmine, you were right. Just like y'all want to get out there and say all kinds of, you know, other stuff.
He's hearing all kinds of nonsense and bullshit. Let me just be real. And we weren't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't. You know, we showed her. And if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do for sure. We got some cool shirts. We got Madam Williams.
This is not what we should be doing. I don't even know why we fight with Greenland. Why we fight with Greenland? We fighting with Canada. We fighting with Mexico. Yet we in love with Putin. What is happening? Like, this is not America. This is a terrible nightmare. Somebody slap me and wake me the fuck up because I'm ready to get on with it. That while we may not have the numbers just yet, that doesn't mean that we don't have fight left in our bodies. And so I am going to fight him every step of the way until we get what we deserve, because it was my ancestors that built this motherfucker. Okay, I'm done now. I'm done.
First of all, thank you for making the back of my head famous. But second of all, if we could do a sequel, if you could tell Donald Trump anything tonight, what would you tell him?
I would tell him to grow a spine and stop being Putin's hoe.
Alright, so today I want to do a brief video discussing Jasmine Crockett and the 92%. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but I've been kind of busy with work. But Jasmine Crockett, as we all know, is one of the more animated members of the Democrat Party in the Congress right now. And a lot of people have exposed that Jasmine Crockett is not this ghetto ratchet person that she tries to portray when she's, you know, in front of the camera, because she's trying to go viral. She's trying to get her TikTok followers and Instagram followers up, and it's just like a big clown show with her. Many of us that have done research have seen that Jasmine Crockett actually was very privileged growing up. She represents a district it's the south side of Dallas and some of the southern suburbs of Dallas, Texas. Some people think she's actually from Texas, but she's actually from St. Louis, Missouri, for those of y'all that have done the research. Her school she went to was called St. Louis Country Day School. It's between $25,000 and $35,000 a year. It's a private school. She went to Rhodes College in Memphis and a couple of other colleges, and she even is an accomplished lawyer. And the reason why I'm talking about Jasmine Crockett and the 92% is because if you paid attention to the election, you know that 92% of black women voted for Kamala Harris, the highest percent of the vote given to Kamala. Black men were between 20 and 25% for Trump, depending on which data set you look at. So between 75 and 80% of black men voted for Kamala as well. So the black race is still very loyal to the Democrat Party, but black men tend to be, it looks like black men are drifting away from the Democrat Party at a faster rate than black women, which is a good thing. And if you've watched my content before, you know that I'm a unapologetically conservative individual. I voted for Trump twice. I didn't vote for him in 2016 because I just didn't really feel it. Didn't vote for Hillary. Haven't voted for a Democrat for major public office since 2010. But I just want to go over a couple things, and it's deeper than Jasmine Crockett. The 92%, Jasmine Crockett and the 92% represents a huge swath of black women in this country and how they move politically, how they think. And I know that all black women don't act like Jasmine Crockett. I know that all black women do not agree with the way Jasmine Crockett carries herself. But the issue is a lot of black women are silent about Jasmine Crockett's behavior. This is not black excellence, okay? We always hear about black excellence, black girl magic. This is not black girl magic. It's just not. So yeah, like I said, man, she cosplays as this Bonquisha, even though she grew up privileged, dancing through the halls of Congress. For some reason, she's just attention whoring her way through her legislative career, utilizing social media to get more and more followers. She was bragging how she finally got over 1 million followers on TikTok. But this is not a ghetto school that she was in St. Louis. St. Louis is the hood, no doubt. But all St. Louis ain't hood. And she grew up with a silver spoon in her mouth. And that's not a bad thing. Nobody should be ashamed of that. I know people who grew up privileged. I grew up in a middle class family. We were raised in the suburbs mostly. I was born in the city of Atlanta, but I didn't spend much time in Atlanta until I got older. Okay? And Rhodes College is in Memphis. That looks like a beautiful school. Nice campus. Right? And she should be carrying herself with more class instead of trying to be this ghetto ratchet, imbecile at 44 years old. All that cussing and stuff. Like, there are other people in Congress that are not eloquently spoken, and they don't carry themselves with the most grace and class either. So I'm not just singling out her, but this video is about her and the 92% of black women that support people like her, because black women have fallen into this black female idolatry. A lot of black women support black women just because they're black women. As long as she got black skin and a vagina, we're going to support her. This was a black woman at Jamal Bryant's church. 92% black woman, the queen who stood on business. And black women are proud to have supported Kamala Harris during the last election last fall. Thank God she lost. If it wasn't for black men and Hispanic men were 50% for Trump. And then, of course, white folks, it was a group effort. It wasn't one demographic that won Trump the White House. But everybody did their part, except for black women, to help get Trump elected. So my whole thing is, y'all supported a woman that claimed to be black, and she wasn't even really black. Kamala Harris is a Indian and white woman. That woman ain't black. But because she said she black, we're going to support her. And she a Democrat. Even though the Democrat Party's policies destroy the black community. Every major city you go to, I've talked about this time and time and time again, how you go to these black communities, you go to these inner cities, and you see nothing but chaos, nothing but destruction. You see what I'm saying? Single mothers, black men walking around with their pants hanging off their behind, not working, robbing, stealing, killing, selling dope. You see what I'm saying? And we complain about the communities that we live in, and the way these little kids is growing up. They not at Rhodes College like Jasmine Crockett was at. They not becoming lawyers like Jasmine Crockett. But instead, she want to pretend like she one of y'all. You see what I'm saying? And the only black males that's really out and proud for the Democrat Party at this point are old black males that's just old simps, and sassy, effeminate black males, LGBTQ black males like the dude at the very beginning of the clip I showed you. Most masculine heterosexual men either don't vote or are starting to vote Republican. Because we tired of all that LGBT stuff. Most straight men don't want nothing to do with that. We don't have any hatred towards those people, but we don't rock with that, bro. Especially black men. Black people don't really rock with that. We weren't raised like that, most of us. Men can get pregnant and men and women's sports. And Jasmine Crockett came out and said, why y'all got a problem with trans kids? Because you shouldn't be putting little boys in dresses, dummy. And somehow we're wrong. But these are the type of black males that y'all rock with.
You got your cross because you know the devil is here.
See what I'm saying? These are the type of black males that y'all got over there. And that sellout black pastor who tell you everything that you want to hear so you can keep giving him that tithing money, that building fund money, that money that the Lord, the Holy Spirit told me to tell y'all that y'all supposed to be giving me so I can, pay the bills like Marvin Sapp a few weeks ago at what was it, $30,000-$40,000 he was requesting? Come on, man. Yeah, and you see how they did with Kamala Harris, linking up with Meg Thee Stallion for the little rally they did where she performed. Like, this is who you want to have representing y'all? I mean, for the president, for the presidency, I could see if it was just, if Kamala Harris was just a regular chick, just, I don't know, man. It's just a bad look for somebody to be running for office and to be at this high level of politics. You're supposed to be taken a little bit seriously, but I don't see that. I don't see that y'all taking this seriously, because otherwise you would be outraged at this behavior.
Absolutely. First of all, it's good to see you in the new year. No one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress.
So that previous clip that I just played was Jasmine Crockett acting normal, talking like she normally talks. Okay, and she's not a bad looking woman for her age. She's just trying to show out, man. She's just trying to flex for the gram, for social media, for clout, whatever. And there was a congresswoman that she replaced named Eddie Bernice Johnson, I think. I don't know if I said her middle name right, but she passed away. She was an old black woman who represented that district that Jasmine Crockett now represents. And I think Jasmine Crockett served in the Texas legislature, the state legislature, before she ran for Congress. And she said she can't believe she's running for Congress before she got elected. So she's well-spoken. She's articulate. She grew up privileged. And my question to black women is this. And really my issue is the good black women. Do the good black women, do the the black women out there who are lawyers, the black women out there who are very educated. Y'all say y'all the most educated demographic in America, which is not true, but y'all make that claim. And my question is this black excellence that Jasmine Crockett is displaying when she's doing all these goofy dances and cursing and acting like a fake ghetto hood rat while she's in Congress. Just doing the math. I love math. You got 435 representatives. Each state gets an amount of representatives based on their population. You have 100 senators, 2 from each state. That's 535 total members of Congress. 1 president, 9 Supreme Court justices. That's the legislative, that's the judicial, that's the executive branches of the federal government. She is one of the most powerful people in the world as a United States Congresswoman. Only 435 people get a chance to do what she's doing, and 100 senators. That's like 0.0000001% of the population. That's an elite position. And my question to black women is, do y'all want to be represented like that? Because she's representing you. Even though you may not act like that, even though you may not agree with her behavior and I'm speaking to the intelligent black women of class, because a lot of black women don't have a problem with it because she's a black woman, and you've fallen to this black female idolatry, like I said. No matter what black women do, you have a cult-like behavior with a huge percent of black women, and you're going to support her even if she was dancing in front of Lucifer. If she was sending you down to Satan, you're going to still rock with her because y'all worship black women. You worship yourselves. You've become gods amongst yourself. You've made yourself a god. And that's wrong. And I have a major problem with that because the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett, I'm not saying the Republican Party is perfect. Hell, I'd rather you be independent than be Democrat or Republican if you don't want to be a Republican. It's not even about becoming a Republican. It's about why do you want to stay married to a party that has led our people towards a dark path? And why would you want to support a party that supports policies that are destroying our communities across the country? I just watched a video this morning before I went out to the gym, and they had a teen takeover of downtown Chicago, and they were just doing donuts in the middle of downtown, and it was just a bunch of teenagers acting a fool, and Brandon Johnson, the so-called mayor, is doing nothing about it. I don't even got to keep naming it. I talk about these cities all the time, and my city just as bad. Atlanta just as ratchet and ghetto. It's so ratchet. It ain't all ratchet, but it's a lot of ratchetness in my city. A lot. Even some of the smaller cities that don't get a lot of attention across the whole country. And what do they all have in common? They run by black Democrats. That's just the truth. We don't even have to talk about the statistics. I'm not here to talk about statistics today. I'm about to shut the video down because I got to go run out and go handle some business. But the 92% of black women that voted for Kamala, y'all support Jasmine Crockett. Y'all support her ghetto behavior because she's a black woman. You overlook degeneracy. You overlook everything wrong with what she's doing because she's a black woman. And that's a major problem. That is a major, major problem. And my challenge is to the good black women, the classy black women, to say, you know what? One of us needs to run for office. One of us needs to stand up and say, hey, you can serve in office. You can represent black women in a better way without doing all that cursing and trying to act all ghetto, because she's doing it for attention. And she's really not there to get attention. She's there to govern. Her constituents elected her to represent them. We elect our politicians to go to Washington, D.C. to represent us, to vote on behalf of the people of your district that you're supposed to be serving. You're supposed to be in Congress or any other political capacity, whatever you run for. If you win, you're there to serve the people, not yourself. And that's what Jasmine Crockett is doing. She's serving herself. And I think black women, the good black women, because I know y'all are out there. I've seen y'all make videos about her. I've seen good black women denounce the ratchetness and the just disrespectful attitude, just the horrible energy that we see from a lot of black women. I wish more of y'all would stand up and say, this is not who we are. We're better than this. This is not black girl magic. I'm sorry, I said magic. This is not black girl magic. And this is certainly not black excellence. Y'all like y'all, share y'all, subscribe. Peace.